Hey, lovely ladies. My name's Mel Warman, and I'm the CEO and founder of Boobs on the Run. We are a women's only run club, and we coach from complete beginners to wherever you want to go in your running journey. I wanted to introduce you to the amazing Lisa, who is one of our senior run leaders and our in-house nutritionist. So knows everything about running and fueling and everything in between. Thanks for having a chat with me today, Lisa.
No problem. Always happy to chat. Two passions, running and nutrition. And when I can join them together, it's even better.
Amazing, amazing. So today we are just going to go through what the outcomes of our programs are for you lovely ladies. And we'll just have a chat about why we love what we do. And we'll just keep moving through the program and tell you a bit more about what we do, why we do, and how we do it. So Lisa, please let me know what kind of outcomes your ladies have when they go through our Get Running program.
Certainly. Well, as a run coach, qualified run coach, but also as a qualified nutritionist, I tend to look at things very holistically. So the way I see it is that when you go through our programs, it's not just about learning to run or being comfortable running. It has a lot of knock-on effects. And so that might be sleeping better. And then we know that when we sleep better, we then make better food choices. So we just see this, it's like, little stepping stones to better health overall. So I think, that to me is a game changer. And when it's those little changes that we make, and when we make them consistently, leads to, that positive impact on our health for long term.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that if I have a really good night's sleep, I definitely feel better. And you can get up and go for that run and then feel a lot calmer and clear-headed during the day as well.
Absolutely. And then if you're eating, and then if you make sure that you fuel properly around the run as well. So, if you go for your run and then have, something to eat, whether it's a morning session or an afternoon or an evening run, making sure you've then had something to eat, that really sets up your energy levels right for the rest of the day and into the night. And we know that, when we've got good energy levels, we're less likely to make those sort of, say, less healthy food choices. We're not scrambling for the sugar and the, those quick fixes to give us the boost. We have a much more even energy levels, which is, really important.
And you used a key word there, which is food is fuel. And I think a lot of our ladies come in thinking food is evil. And that they need to run or they need to exercise to punish themselves. But we teach them a different way, right? Talk more about how we introduce food as fuel.
Absolutely. So we really need to think about, the body needs energy in order to live. So, there's a certain amount of energy required just for the simple basics of breathing and pumping blood through our system and so on. And so, I very much like to think of food as the fuel for the body. So, we want to make sure that we're fueling it in the right way. We should never, ever think of, oh, I have to go for, I had a biscuit with my cup of tea this morning, or I had ice cream for dessert last night, so I have to run in order to counteract that. It doesn't work that way. What we want to do is we want to be giving our body the right sort of fuel, energy, so that we can go for a run, have better sleep, have better mental, clarity, and just feel more upbeat, rather than thinking about, that it's an equation, two sides of an equation. It's like, oh, I eat, I haven't eaten properly, so I need to go for a run, or vice versa.
Yeah. Eating well is obviously I have a bit of an 80-20 rule. So I do have a splurge every now and again, but that's my choice of eating. But I eat 80%, I eat very, very well. And then, I will have the burger and I might have a glass of wine and those kind of things. But it's just about making that process for yourself. But I know how I feel when I eat certain things. Certain things make me very sluggish and, decrease my energy. So I'm aware of those things, but yeah, other things really, really do give me energy and the fuel I need to be able to run and coach and be able to give all the advice that we do over our programs.
Absolutely. And it's really powerful when you do work out what those foods are that either leave you feeling like really boosted energy and just leave you feeling amazing, and then the ones that leave you feeling sluggish or low mood. Like when you can identify that. And I'm a very big believer that the body knows what it needs. So sometimes you do crave something, and it's usually, if we're constantly abstaining from everything, that just leads to other habits or other behaviors that might not be as conducive to good health.
So rather than eating that one biscuit, you eat the whole packet, right?
Correct. Correct.
So our programs are 10 weeks, and they cover a whole host of things. As you said, we have a very holistic approach here at Boobs on the Run. It's not just about teaching how to run. That's actually just the end result. We have a lot more that goes on. We talk about connection and community, and our community has been going for 9 years now. So we have had over 5,000 to 6,000 women through our programs. We know there's certainty that they will get to that at the end of our program and be able to run for 30 minutes continuously if they go through the program step by step. But they get so much more out of it. Can you talk about how some of your women feel when they finish their programs?
Absolutely. I'm constantly amazed and inspired by all the women that come through our programs. I've been running for a long time, many, many years, and to see women, go from, so take our Get Running program where they may never have run before, or it's been a while since they've actually run, and they might be coming back to running after a spell of not running. And, they always think that the first sort of couple of weeks, it's like, the end goal just seems so far and in the future. It just almost seems unchangeable. And then they go through the program and bit by bit, and we just build and build and build. And then at the end of the 10 weeks, they realize they can do hard things. What they thought was hard, they can actually do it. And, we look back and they're amazed at what they've managed to achieve. And I think that also then has a knock-on effect to other areas of your life. And, it may be whether something at work that might be troubling you, you feel that you can actually tackle that, or you might have something going on with a friend or a family member or something, and it helps to work that out. And I think the beauty too with our programs is that, when you run, everyone is the same. It doesn't matter from where you've come from or what your job is, or, whether you're a mum or you're not a mum, or, whatever it might be. When we're running, we have that in common, and that gives a lovely sense of community, because it's that idea, it's that shared activity that we're doing together.
Yeah, it's definitely a level playing field, isn't it? Because we have women from CEO level down to students in our community who hang out together, run together. It doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 75, even when we're running, and the connection we have with the women that we're running with is pretty amazing. And I know that I hang out with my runners more than I hang out with my besties. So that's not a bad thing.
Once you start running, you do like to talk about running, and it's usually only other runners that understand that.
That's very true. You were saying you've been running for a long time, and I think we had a chat earlier on, and I let you know that I've been running for 34 years. So I started running when I was 12, doing athletics, and then moving into cross country, and then into recreational running, which is my love. But only this year have I done my first marathon, and I just happened to do an ultra marathon at the same time. So I thought I'd get it over and done with. But it just goes to show that we can do hard things. We're always on a learning process. Running is about having fun, and pushing your boundaries and your limits as well. And we can show you with certainty that you can do hard things. And I love that about our run leaders.
Absolutely. And I think, yeah, similar, you know, I've been running for over 30 years now as well, and got, you know, very much in the recreational space. I didn't go through the sort of the little athletics type thing. And, but yeah, I think, you know, realizing, you know, running, I think is just such a metaphor for, you know, being able to achieve things and just realizing what you're actually capable of doing. Because, you know, let's say, I mean, you are pushing yourself physically. And when you go through the programs and you see, because we have such, you know, if someone follows the program, they're guaranteed, you know, there's certainty in being able to get to the end outcome, and just having that sense of achievement then goes on to other things as well, whether that's, you know, that you decide you want to do a further distance, or you want to run for longer, or whatever that might be, or into a completely different area of your life as well. So it's incredible. And I think yeah, it's very, I think, you know, the other thing I often marvel at is so often when women start our program, they don't think of themselves as a runner. And we often talk about this, you know, that they're, oh, but I couldn't do that. I'm not a runner. I don't look like a runner. But I'm sorry, I disagree. Every single person can run. If you can put 2 feet in front of the other, you know, you are able to run regardless of, it doesn't matter. There's no runner's physique or runner's size or runner's shape or anything like that. It really comes down to your mindset and just being able to consistently show up and do the runs.
And consistency is something we talk about quite a lot, right? Because I mean, I'm a great believer that consistency is the secret sauce to everything, not just running, but everything in life. If you consistently do something, you will get better at it. And your mind will allow you to think that you're getting better at it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're great believers in consistency with our running, and that's where improvement happens within our programs as well.
Absolutely. And it's that consistency too that I think, you know, if you take, you know, often we have, you know, people want to have, you know, a healthier lifestyle, or they've got certain goals around their health and well-being. And I think if you start sort of small and start in one area, that, you know, and you show that consistency and you turn up time and again, it then again knocks on into other areas of your life. And sometimes, you know, if I think from a you know, food intake perspective, or, you know, from that side of it, or even from a sleep, you know, if every night you just go to bed at the same time every night, you know, consistently, before you know it, that's your routine, and you're getting more sleep because you're consistently going to bed at the same time every night. You know, if you don't drink enough water, you know, if you find someone that finds that it's really hard to drink enough water each day, just consistently every morning get up and have a glass of water. First thing that you do before anything else, you go and have a glass of water. If you do that every day, it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you've started the day in a much better hydrated state, and that's going to help your mood as well, and you're running.
Yeah, it's one thing I absolutely do. I've got a bottle of water and a glass ready to go every morning. Yeah. So as soon as I wake up, that's what I do before I do anything else. So yeah. Well, thank you, Lisa, for your time today. Now, ladies, if you're out there and you've listened to this little snippet about what Boobs on the Run is about, and what you can achieve in 10 weeks, feel free to message us if you've got any questions at all. Both Lisa and I and all my other run leaders are available to have a chat with you. Should you want more information, there's plenty on our website, so you can head there, and details are below. And we are really looking forward to welcoming you to our community. And both Lisa and I would be delighted to see you in our October term, which is coming up. If you're already a runner, though, there's also a process and a journey for you with Boobs on the Run, because we coach at all levels across the board. So don't think we're just for beginners, but we do love our beginners too. Thanks, Lisa, for your time.
No problem at all, Mel. Always happy to chat.